In the pages of the Bible, we find stories that transcend time and place, stories of faith, healing, and redemption. One such narrative is the remarkable account of Naaman, a powerful and respected foreign military commander whose journey from affliction to faith serves as a profound example of God's grace and the universal nature of faith. The story of Naaman unfolds in the second book of Kings, a portion of the Old Testament that chronicles the history of Israel and the lives of its kings and people. Naaman was a Syrian, a commander of the army of the king of Aram, a nation that neighbored Israel. Despite his foreign status, Naaman was highly esteemed for his military prowess, and his victories on the battlefield had brought him both respect and honor. However, Naaman's impressive military career was marred by a debilitating condition. He suffered from leprosy, a dreaded and highly contagious disease. Leprosy was not only a physical affliction but a social and spiritual one as well. Those who were afflicted were considered unclean, often ostracized from their communities, and isolated from society. Naaman, with all his military might and prestige, was still vulnerable to this humbling condition. News of a possible remedy reached Naaman from an unlikely source, a young Israelite girl who served his wife as a maid. The young girl, who had been taken captive during one of the Syrian military campaigns, spoke of a prophet in Samaria who possessed the power to heal leprosy. Her words planted a seed of hope in Naaman's heart. Despite the political tensions between Israel and Syria, Naaman, desperate for a cure, approached his king for permission to seek healing in the land of Israel. The king granted his request, and Naaman embarked on a journey to the house of Elisha, the prophet of God. Upon arriving at Elisha's house, Naaman expected a grand reception and a miraculous healing. However, what he encountered was far more humbling. Elisha, instead of coming out to meet the distinguished foreign commander, sent a messenger with a simple message. "Go, wash yourself 7 times in the Jordan, and your flesh will be restored, and you will be cleansed." This response left Naaman incensed. He had expected a grand display of power and miracles, but instead, he was directed to a river that was not even in his homeland. His pride and ego were wounded. In a moment of anger, he questioned the choice of the Jordan River over the rivers of his own land, which he deemed superior. Naaman was ready to turn away in frustration. It was his servants who spoke wisdom and reason into Naaman's heart. They encouraged him to heed Elisha's instructions and trust in the possibility of healing. Reluctantly, Naaman heeded their advice, and he dipped himself 7 times in the Jordan River, as the prophet had instructed. It was in this act of obedience, faith, and humility that the miracle of healing took place. Naaman's leprosy was completely cured, and his skin was restored to its original unblemished condition. He was cleansed not only physically but spiritually as well. Filled with gratitude and awe, Naaman returned to Elisha to acknowledge the God of Israel. He declared, "Now I know that there is no God in all the world except in Israel," and he vowed to worship the Lord alone. The story of Naaman is a testament to the universality of faith and the power of humble obedience. Here was a foreign military commander, an outsider to the faith of Israel, who exhibited remarkable faith and humility in the face of a seemingly simple and unconventional solution to his affliction. Naaman's story highlights that God's healing and grace are not limited by borders, nationality, or status. It underscores the profound truth that faith is not the exclusive domain of a particular people, but is accessible to all who seek it. Naaman's healing was not only physical, but spiritual. His journey from a proud, powerful commander to a humbled and faithful believer is a profound transformation. It reminds us that God's healing extends beyond the physical realm and encompasses the healing of the soul. This story also emphasizes the importance of humility and obedience in our walk of faith. Like Naaman, we may at times be faced with seemingly simple or unconventional instructions from God, which require us to set aside our pride and preconceived notions in favor of trust and obedience. The healing touch of Naaman's story serves as an enduring example of God's boundless grace and the transformative power of faith. It encourages us to approach our own challenges and afflictions with a spirit of humility and faith, recognizing that God's healing can manifest in the most unexpected ways, and that it is available to all who seek it, regardless of their background or status.